losing you off. We're gonna laugh, connect, and laugh some more. Open up the good times knocking on your door. From the serious to silly, we will never bore. It's the Think, Laugh, Connect show. What are you waiting for? Got a question in your head, need a moment to be fed. For the knowledge, for the truth, we're here to loosen you off. We're here to loosen you off. We're gonna laugh, connect, and laugh some more. Open up the good times knocking on your door. From the serious to silly, we will never bore. It's the Think, Laugh, Connect show. What are you waiting for? We're gonna laugh, connect, and laugh some more. Open up the good times knocking on your door. From the serious to silly, we will never bore. It's the Think, Laugh, Connect show. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for?
Welcome to Laugh, Connect, and Laugh Some More. I'm your host, Sean the Legend Killer Euster. I'm joined with James Warp Zone Brown, and we are also joined by Spectre van Wyk, also known as Rudy. Say hi, guys.
Good day. How are you guys all doing today?
Are you doing?
Okay, so today we are talking about interesting stories and also about embarrassing stories. So, Rudy, would you like to start us off?
Yeah, get the guest to start it off.
Well, the only thing that I found was embarrassing for me in my life was in my high school year. And I do believe this was at the time when I was in grade 11-ish. Um, so on a typical Monday, you're sleepy, you're tired, you don't want to be at school. And we were in the hall. So we were sitting there and listening what's going on top of the podium and what. And I was falling half asleep. And then for some reason, this friend of mine, he bumps me and he says, "Hey, they're calling you to be up there." I was like, "Okay." Um, if you say so. And they both said it to me because it sounds so legit that I have to be up there. So I went up there, and then I realized that this was for the top 10 students that did extremely well in their subjects. And the thing is, even though it was embarrassing for me and they laughed their asses off, nobody actually gave a damn within the hallway. Nobody really didn't pay attention of who is now, the smartest of basically in the school, of the top 10. So I didn't get a medallion or anything. I just stood there. Not even the teachers didn't care. They didn't even ask why I was standing up there. So on a typical Monday, everybody was tired, and yeah, nobody gave a damn. The only ones who knew were my two buddies. They were laughing their ass off, but then they also realized that nobody really gave a shit. So that's my embarrassing moment.
Dude,
Okay, so yeah, that is interesting story. We will now go over to James.
yeah, so yeah, it's more of a question of which one interesting fact, though. I mean, if we're not talking about interesting stories, um, something in my life that was quite interesting was I kind of started off wanting to be an IT technician. But as interesting as that was to me at the time, it wasn't, how can I say, fulfilling in a sense. So during my younger years, my teens, as we can say, my dad got me into a hobby of working with metal. And I found that the most interesting to me, more than I found technology and being an IT technician interesting. So I stuck with mostly just from the ages of 8 years old when my dad started teaching me how to, do welding, grinding, the safety involved with it. I just, did that as a way of relaxing, clearing a guy's mental state. When I started working after I left school, because I never did matric. And I ended up finding out that I'd rather do a job where I am constantly relaxed at. So I stuck with that for a couple of years, and then I started working underneath a boilermaker. And I thought, oh, okay, cool. You can just go to work underneath this guy for 2-3 months. Go to over here, they call it Olifantsfontein, where you can go to your trade test, and boom, you're a boilermaker. Nah, interesting fact on that one, not that easy. I mean, especially in the days where, me and Sean and Spectre come from. So I was about 22, and they still told me, you still can't go to Olifantsfontein for a trade test. I'm like, oh, okay. What's the reason? No. You've got to do a complete 2-year training session underneath another boilermaker. And in my personal opinion, the Cape Coloreds we've got down in South Africa, those people are the best when it comes to being boilermakers. So I'm working under this old man, and he's teaching me the trade of measuring, leveling out the product and tacking it and fusing the metals properly. Because now you're not just working with 2 mil square piping or 2 mil material. Now you're working with material in a thickness of 25 to 30 mil, and for our American listeners, it's going to be more than an inch thick. So he's teaching me all this, and I was out by 0.07 of a millimeter. And I see this old man, he's busy there with a vernier. And next moment, he's like, where's the 4-pound? I'm like, no, the 4-pound's in the toolbox. I'll go fetch it for you. Because when you're happy for a boilermaker, you pretty much is personal bitch. So go fetch the 4-pound hammer, come back. He says, okay, go measure where you were joining the metal. And as soon as I got like about 4 meters away, he says to me, yeah, so you see you out by 3.03 of a mil. I'm like, yeah, but now I'm thinking to myself, okay, it's not that big of a deal. And the next moment when I look at him, I see this 4-pound hammer flying towards me. I got such a fright. I literally stayed away from work for about 2 days. Didn't want to come to work. I'm scared the old man's going to kick my ass. But at the end of the day, he took me and he explained to me that when you keep adding up that 0.03 over a product that's about 25 meters to 30 meters, it adds up everywhere. And you end up being out by a meter. And that time we were doing a support base for a bridge. And that single support pillar was like a couple of mil. So, yeah, my point of this interesting story is I learned the hard way that every little millimeter counts. And to me, that is the one thing that I've learned through the years that's permanently stuck with me. And I use it in everything that I do till today. And I'm sitting here at the age of 41. And that's the one interesting fact that I've learned in my life. But yeah, so what interesting fact do you have for us, Legend Killer?
Now, when I said interesting, I meant interesting, not interesting.
It is interesting,
I fell asleep.
dude. I mean, look, there's guys out there that do engineering and they find that interesting. You're what? You want me to tell you an interesting fact about a stripper?
Okay, so uh, the I don't know if this is interesting, but um, it's true. So I am actually born a twin, an actual twin. The cells never split, so I absorbed my twin brother. And when I was 6 years old, a bump was grown on my back. Um, and the doctors cut into it without taking out any scans or anything like that. And when they opened it up, they discovered body parts in an embryo sac in my back. And that sac burst and created a super tumor cancer called germ cell. And basically, back then I was 1 out of 5 people in the history that's ever happened to, and I'm the only one that actually survived the treatment and all that shit. So it's I don't know if it's interesting for some people, but yeah, I'm one of those fucking Ripley, believe it or not, motherfuckers.
Interesting.
Well, for me, that sounds very much true because that sounds how can I say um that's not a story that you would like that you would just hear out of nowhere. So that has to come from software. So that has to be legit. So I find it
I
interesting.
mean, it's legit. It's been in the newspapers and all that back in 1991, basically. My brother, my eldest brother, he was 2 years older than me. He developed cancer 3 months after I did, and he got leukemia. Uh, Doctors gave him 6 months to live. He struggled for 4 years before he died
Mm.
because it was stage 4, so there's really nothing they could have done for him.
So I mean, like stage 4, like I'm not too keyed up when it comes to
Basically,
the cancer
stage
part, but
1
stage,
is entry level. Stage
oh, okay.
2 uh, is a bit more advanced. Stage 3 is even more advanced. Stage 4 is basically means you're a
You're
dead man.
screwed.
You're a dead man walking.
Shit.
That
Okay.
means that means the cancer is all over your body. It's everywhere.
But isn't it that they say that pretty much everybody is born with some
Yeah,
cancer cells in them?
Yeah,
the, the,
everyone.
the,
Yes. Sorry, Rudy. Everyone has cancer cells. It just develops by any means. It's by a luck of draw, basically.
yeah.
So,
It can be activated just one day just because you did something or something you did with your body or whatever. Not
mm,
trying to make paranoia, but everybody has some form of cancer, and just with the luck of the draw, and that's the most unluckiest luck of the draw. Is it just happens one day and
but isn't it
without
that your
explanation.
body, isn't it that when your body gets some type of shock or something that it actually ends up triggering you?
A shock can trigger it, but there's literally a million things that can trigger it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when you're in an accident and you get a specific infection or something like that, and that treatment
I mean,
or
it's that's the reason they always say wear sunscreen because you could get skin cancer
yeah,
from
it
the
could get
sun.
triggered. Yeah, I mean, interesting point. Now that you're mentioning that, I mean, um, I was this morning. I was like, following my news that I usually look at, and yeah, apparently they started now doing nano, um, yeah, they starting doing nano machines type thing in the medical thing, and they reckon, hey, this might actually be a delivery system to actually concentrate on cancer cells itself to literally destroy cancer cells in your body. I mean, I think that the chances of cancer being cured in the next couple of, what, say, decade or two
Or maybe
might actually be close
so
to
there
hand.
are cures for some of it, but obviously some of
I
it
wouldn't call
is
it
so
cures,
deadly. Not cures, but a way to
treatment.
deactivate it. So I mean, I went through chemo and radiation, and I've been clean for 32 years.
Is that why you mutated into a giant? You freaking taller than me.
That's the steroids that they gave me.
So with steroids and um
But
chemo treatment, like
the
nuclear treatment.
steroids was to help me walk and pick up some weight because I was real skinny. Because
So you got steroids legally.
Yes.
yes,
Lucky bastard. No, well, I mean,
well,
it's like to me, it was quite interesting to see, especially if it gets if this now is a thing and it comes into the medical sector. I mean, they can literally load up these nano machines, as they call them, and fucking
I mean,
end up.
my twin landed up in the USA for studying. They actually send it overseas to be studied.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
that's kind of my interesting story. I have embarrassing stories, but mostly of stuff I've done to other people that's embarrassing to them.
hmm
So,
there must have been something.
yeah, there is
Yeah,
something
you
embarrassing for
have
me as
told me a
well.
couple of that happened to you. Come on.
Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna tell those first. I'll leave mine last.
No, 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 no.
So I'll tell another story and then
But
we're
hang on,
gonna
your
go
topic
to
was
Rudy again and then to James, so you guys can get your thoughts together. So I was working for the Kelly Group.
sorry, the Kelly Group.
Yeah, they recruitment company. So we did the timesheets and the payrolls for them. Um, so we changed over to night shift because the work just got too much, so they they swapped us into two shifts. And we used to do our work very quickly. And yeah, by 3 o'clock in the morning, you start getting bored. So we had a new guy join us, and we were using Windows NT network.
Oof.
Mhm.
So you know how that works. So if you know someone's ping, you can more send a message from your computer to that computer, and it'll pop up like a warning or something like that. Do you remember that?
No, I've
Yeah.
never worked with NT, but
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
heard
okay,
people
okay,
talking about
okay.
it.
So when the guy went to the toilet, I went in and I looked up what his ping is. So when he came back, I sent a message and he was sitting picking his nose, and I said, "Stop fucking picking your nose." And I sent it to him, and he looks at me, and he looks at the computer, he looks around, and then the next thing he's just sitting there looking all bored. He says, then I type, "Stop fucking looking around and do your work." And he looks around and he says, "Sean, come here, come here, come here." He says, "Look at this." I said, "Yeah, that's Ian." Ian was our manager. I said, "That's Ian.
Mhm.
He's putting cameras into the screen, so he's watching us."
Oh God, no.
So he said, I start sending him messages and going like, "Oh, the guys look bored. Sing them a song." And this guy whips out this fucking Elvis song.
Oh,
Well,
God.
and everyone's in on it. Everyone knows what I'm doing, and we all just fucking laughing our asses off. So it goes up until like time to leave. So 10 minutes before we pack up, I actually tell him, "Listen, this was me. It's not Ian. I'm sorry." And he was so pissed. But eventually he went like, "Okay, you guys got me good." And but the problem is, um, management can actually see what you're doing on the NT, especially on the network.
Hmm.
And so my boss calls me in the next day, and he says, "Sean, what did you do?" And so I told him the story, and I said it was just all for fun. We were bored. Our work was done. He says all good and game, but just watch what you're saying when you're typing, because like a higher ups can see this.
They
So
can pretty much screen you.
so Rudy, any interesting, embarrassing other stories? I
Well,
know you said you had one embarrassing, but you might have an interesting story.
I have an interesting story. So yeah, at the high school, also computer network stuff. So um, what we did was the computers you had to log in and you press enter. However, if you were to type in the password on the one computer and type the same password on the other computer, if you were to click enter at the same time, you could one of the computers would have access to the main server computer. So there's one friend of mine. He did that. He showed it to me, and he's like, "Look, I can go into the server, the main server, and the thing is, no one can see that you are on the main server on the host's computer side." So what we did was we went on to the main server and we went very very deep. And then what we did do is we created a folder that is was hidden, and inside that folder we started copying and pasting, copying and pasting, copying and pasting over and over and over and over again. And as it did so, that PC, without anyone knowing, not without even the teacher knowing, was copying pasting files. It was basically, it was kind of like acting like a virus. You are making files like a Zeta bomb, except this one was completely harmless. However, because we did the copy and pasting on a large scale, we actually messed up the server box so much so that they had to redo the entire Windows because they could not start it up. It was lagging too much. It was slow. It was super, super slow. They couldn't really do anything. So they had to shut it down and redo the entire thing before anyone could go and do IT or be on the computers to work with Word and Excel.
Jesus. Dude. Okay, so let's make a bookmark. Don't piss off Spectre.
Well, I mean, we also like in computer class, we you did programming with Turbo Pascal. I don't know if you guys did that as well.
Mm-mm.
Um,
I did chicks in school, in high school, but that's about it.
okay, but anyways, so the IT, the computer teacher, the IT boffin, or whatever you want to call him, the computer teacher said we're not allowed to load games. So I loaded games and changed the file names to other stuff so you couldn't find them, so that we could
We did
play
that. We
games.
did that in school, but with videos though. But it was like funny clip. You know those short funny clip videos and stuff.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
We used
But
to
yeah.
play this game like a go-kart game, but it also had it was like Mario Kart. You could shoot missiles and weapons and stuff.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. Wasn't it? There was a game like that.
But it's like 90s, so it's like very
No, no,
old.
no. I think I remember that type of game. You drive around and fight the other cars, and then
No, it's an actual
uh,
race, but you have
yeah.
weapons. Like you hit a box and
Oh,
then you get a
you
random weapon, and
It
then you can
started with
shoot.
a C.
Carmageddon.
Carmageddon.
No,
There's it.
Carmageddon is another one, but this was like go karting, not real cars.
Well, there was Crash Bandicoot Team Racing.
No,
There, w-
that was way before that. I'm talking at least year 96, 95.
96, 95.
But hey, you have to admit,
What platform
Carmageddon was
was it?
cool.
Was it one of those
PC, just PC.
on PC? Oh, so it was
And it was DOS based because
yeah, DOS based.
you had to go into DOS
Mm.
to play it. The graphics wasn't too bad. It was like 8-bit graphics.
Hmm.
You know, so it's better than like the earlier games that you
Of
got.
course. Like for instance, the games that I played that was DOS based was the games that I enjoyed was Commander Keen. Um, well, Catacombs into the Abyss, and there was other games. Bubble Bubble was one of them.
Mine was Doom
Yeah, I remember Doom. Doom was cool. But
and Duke Nukem.
Carmageddon, I would fucking love it if they redid or remastered Carmageddon with today's graphics and stuff.
I mean, it's a possibility. But gaming is next. I know I brought it
No,
up.
no, no,
I
no,
know
no.
I
But
brought it up,
I'm
but
just
our
mentioning
next
it.
section would be just about gaming. So
Yeah, we'll definitely have to remember that.
we can get into that in the next episode. So
Yeah.
James, your next story.
Gee, what do you want? An embarrassing one.
It's
I got a couple.
it's really up to you, dude. Whatever you feel comfortable sharing. This is just so that our audience can get to know us.
I know there's one. I know there's one that you really want me to to tell.
Yeah, but like I told you, you say yeah, it's probably is embarrassing to someone, but to you, you revel in that shit.
Yeah, I do. I kinda do. But I mean, look, in the same sense, I mean, yeah, I mean, it probably still counts if they were embarrassed for me, even though I wasn't too much phased. But yeah, um, yeah. To be honest, I think when I've got a buddy and Legend also knows him. He's also a buddy of ours. It's called Milo, and we'll stick to his name as Milo for now. Um, yeah, we went to Maritzburg to pick up my wife because I was working in Durban and she stayed in Maritzburg. And we went to pick up my wife, and her sister tagged along. So I ended up, we ended up having as our overseas mates and listeners know, it's called a barbecue, but yeah, we call it a braai. We're having a braai and a get together, and yeah, we pretty much got pissed. And me and Milo, we were busy watching the rugby and, drinking and braaiing and watching the rugby. And then after the rugby, we decided, oh no, we're going to go swimming. And, as men usually do when alcohol's involved, we lose all any means of thinking straight. So we were running around skinny dipping and, like us younger oaks usually do. Well, an hour a day. And yeah, the next moment, I'm like, let's go for a trip on the bike. So he's like, oh no, wait, I'm gonna go get dressed. And I'm like, no, fuck that. I'm just gonna go like this. Slops, helmet, on the bike, butt naked, at night time, of course, driving around. We did a trip around the block, as they say. And as we were coming up to the stop street, we see a police van drive past us. I'm like, oh, crud. Okay, so two things is going to happen. Either they saw us and we screwed right now, or I just drive up behind them and chase them. And my buddy's telling me, no, we need to turn around and go back. I'm like, nah, screw this, because now, you're all souped up on alcohol and you're souped up on the adrenaline. And, yeah, we go, screw this, I'm going to chase this guy. And we ended up chasing the cops on a bike. And I don't know if they didn't see us because of the lights, but, you know, maybe they did see us because they probably just thought, I'm not going to do this because that's paperwork I do not want to fill in. But as we turn down to head back to our place, and this is a part that we usually leave out of the story. This was the most embarrassing part of the story. My pastor's wife stayed in our road, and she was very familiar with the way my bike sounded, and she knows what it looks like. And this old auntie is standing outside with her daughter, and they are, I don't know what they were doing. They were busy putting the rubbish bins or something for the next day. And you get to the point where we actually forgot we were like dressed naked on the back of a bike. And I stopped there and like talking to this auntie, butt naked, and not realizing and remembering that we were. So we end up carrying on. So that Sunday when we went back to church, the first thing the auntie asked me is, "Where's that friend of yours with a good-looking bum?" And I'm like, "Bum?" And I can't, you know, I can't think. What is this auntie talking about? The guy with a good-looking bum. And then I got home and I mentioned it to my wife. She's like, "You really forgot you oaks were driving naked on a bike." I'm like, "Ah, God." The pastor's wife just saw us naked, balls to the wall, naked. I never went back to church from that day. Not that specific church. But I never went back to church again. And that that was somewhat a bit embarrassing for me because that auntie never looked at me the same way again. Especially when I was with my buddy. But yeah.
Maybe she was talking about your buddy.
No. She was talking about his bum because he's the one that was sitting in the back. So yeah. And to be honest, he does have a much better looking ass than I do.
Okay, so just so that the audience can picture this, you were sitting in front of the bike naked, and Milo was sitting behind you naked,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then he was sitting right against you.
Pretty much, yeah. And sometimes he stood up so they were
What stood up?
banging on my arm and
Not balls to the wall, balls against the back.
balls to the back of the head, but yeah, in some cases. But yeah, it does get sometimes it does get a bit awkward, especially when we start drinking. That's why your wife, Legend, and my wife tends to keep a very short leash on the both of us.
Problem is, like these days, I can't even drink that much anymore. Not with
Not anymore, no.
not with my diabetes. So,
I must get a diabetes friendly alcohol for you.
yeah, it's called
Yeah,
whiskey.
it's called zero alcohol beer.
No, it's called whiskey.
Dude, alcohol is produced by lots and lots and lots of sugar in the fermentation process. I mean, can you actually ferment something and make alcohol without adding sugars to it? Mm, I never, no, I never tried, never even researched that.
No, I mean your easiest meat to make is you just take some honey, like
Mm.
pure honey, and mix it with fruit, and that's how you ferment it.
But I mean, doesn't that still count as a sugar content though?
It does. Fucking honey is super sweet.
Well,
Mm.
the thing is, between honey and sugar, honey is probably more healthy than your normal sugar.
Yeah, I can agree on that
Yeah,
one.
because your sugar is
Because
there's added ingredients into it.
because I put honey in coffee, I put honey in most of the things that require sugar, and it's actually much
Yeah.
better.
No, look, I mean, at the end of the day, I totally agree with you. If unfortunately, if honey wasn't so expensive,
Mm,
I would use it pretty much in everything that I need, sweetened like coffee and porridge and stuff like that.
mm.
But
Well,
yeah, it's just too expensive to be honest. And I mean,
in,
most of the places you don't even get pure honey. You like
uh,
10% honey and the other 90% is just sugar that was added
I
in.
I know I know of a place that has pure honey.
Mm.
You can get like 2 jars, big jars, for 300 and something rand. But then we're talking big
Jeez.
jars, very very big ones.
Well,
About maybe About, I would say, at least a 1 liter.
No, I mean, if it's 1 liter, then I would say, I would say, yeah, hell yeah, that's not bad.
You get like nice honey, and you can also like buy honeycombs. Because when you walk inside, you can see there is some bees that are just roaming
Oh,
around in the building.
I
But yeah,
just,
they farm the bees.
I just thought of the best prank we can play on Legend.
Hell.
You know the guys that do that mad honey.
Hmm.
I would honestly
You
pay
talk
to
you
see
are
you.
talking about drugging me.
No,
I mean, is it a drug if the bees make it? It can't get considered as a narcotic if
Does
an
it
insect
make
makes
you
it.
hallucinate?
Most people, not everybody though.
You know I've taken shrooms before, dude.
Mm.
So and that did nothing to me.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, man.
what?
I
No,
mean,
it sounds to me you need space cakes.
space cake.
I've actually had space cakes. They are
Wait,
delicious.
wait, wait. Space cake stopped with mad honey. Oh god,
Yeah, like
you're gonna
my
record
younger
it and put
days,
it on your live.
in my younger days I experimented a little bit.
But I don't know. The controversy on that Mad Honey is yes, it does make you trip out, or as whatever they call it this day and age. But it does have quite a hell of a lot more advantages health wise, though.
You should give it to me. Maybe I should try it because I never had that before.
I mean, it's the same thing you telling me
I would
cordyceps are
try it, to be honest.
healthy for you, and there's no way I'm going near cordyceps after playing and watching The Last of Us.
Look, I mean, to be honest with you, if it's Mad Honey, I'd probably try it. To be honest,
I would try. Honestly, I would really like to try Adderall.
I don't know what's with.
Adderall.
Adderall.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a relaxant type medicine. They give it for people that are hyped up, so it makes them calm down.
No, it's the other way around. Adderall makes you
Oh,
hyper focused. Adderall, there's literally a Counter Strike video. If you type in CS:GO team Adderall, you just have to listen because you don't really have a video camera, but just listen how they talk to each other and how they play. All of them are so hyper focused. They talk over each other as to where the enemy is and such. They are so focused, and that's why they ban that drug, especially in competitive, because it gives you an edge in competitive because you are super focused. It's like having hacks on,
So
but
so so it's like Red Bull in a steroid tablet form.
yes, but it's 10 times potent.
Jeez, nah, mate. I think worse than Viagra then.
just imagine giving it to someone that's hyper already. That would be fucking funny.
Dude, you probably end up killing the guy.
It's
Jeez, man.
it's like the whole controversy of if you were to play ready or not. Most people would complain about the game because they would say, "Yeah, the enemies are on Adderall. When I peek, they're already shooting me through the wall and they kill me."
Yeah. I got X-ray vision. Now just watch you in slow motion.
Well, I mean,
Mm.
if it makes you hyper focus, obviously you're gonna see stuff quicker and better than the guy that's not on the stuff.
Yeah, it's like running. It's like running max FPS inside of your brain.
I mean,
And
it's basically saying, let's play Call of Duty. You use a normal HHD, and I use a M.2. I will fuck you up
Okay,
because
and you have to.
no, that
the
no.
M.2 runs the game so much faster. You actually have literally a
Yeah.
couple seconds head
No,
start than
that's
And we
everyone
have to
else.
put a
that's no,
we have
that's
to put a disclaimer first of all. We do not consent anybody to take any of narcotics. That shit's bad for you.
Yeah, it's
And
very
we do
bad for
not
you.
consent
you
taking
you
this at all.
you are making a bad comparison. What you should actually say is it's like taking someone that's using a 60 hertz monitor to someone that's using a 180 hertz monitor.
Yeah, that it's like it's like a tube TV versus a 4K TV.
Yeah, there's no comparison.
Mate.
You lost.
Um,
Because with a higher hertz, I can see you faster than you can see me, and then it would look like I have hacks on because when I shoot you in the head, it would look like you just peaked and you just died.
Yeah, but
it'll
that's
look
what
like
the M.2 also does. It
Yes.
also loads the game quicker and
look.
allows you to react quicker.
It's gonna look like that slow motion scene after you hit the guy in what's that game called? Sniper Elite.
Yeah, Sniper
It's
Elite.
gonna it's gonna look like that. Nah, dude, keep me away from that shit, bro. Yeah. My wife is gonna disown me. My family is gonna disown me.
Actually, a lot of people use it to help them study. It actually
I
because
mean,
of
it's
the
probably it's
increased
prescribed
focus.
though. They probably get it on prescription for specific
Yeah,
reasons.
you
But
can't
let's
get
clear
it
that up.
without prescription.
Yeah,
It's a no-go.
well, legally at least. But
Yeah,
yeah, they,
legally. I mean, it's like most of your, bio drink
Bi-
you used to get,
BioPlus,
BioPlus.
BioPlus. You
you
know
still get.
they've banned it because certain of the ingredients that's in BioPlus is same ingredients to make speed.
Nah, I didn't know that shit, bro.
I didn't know that.
And I
Um,
use that. I
I
use
I
that stuff.
I used that stuff frequently when I was in grade 12.
Yeah, me too. I mean, when I went out,
Go ahead and Google that shit. There's the same they are similar ingredients. So what they did is they used to mix it with Coke, and they got the same result as speed.
jeez, bro, I couldn't believe that. But here's the thing, eh? When I used to work, I mean, I used to leave like early in the morning, so I was like constantly tired. I got back late at night. I mean, legend, you know. I used to like in the morning stop the garage, buy myself a Monster Rehab, and I buy one sachet of BioPlus. Drink the BioPlus sachet, follow that down with a Monster Rehab. And for those who don't know, the Monster Rehab it's like a green tea something or iced tea equivalent. But yeah, and that I used to do that on a regular basis, like literally every single day. I know I heard a rumor where they said the BioPlus, if you drink BioPlus and somebody gives you a breathalyzer test that actually says you were drinking alcohol and you're over the limit. I don't know how true that is.
It's not just BioPlus, certain energy drinks as well.
But But I mean, why? Because on the can it doesn't state that it is alcohol in it at all.
I think it's got something to do like I don't there isn't alcohol in it. I think it's like a false positive type of thing. Because your body can ferment stuff as well.
Mm.
So
Yeah, no, true. Okay, that's understandable. But at the end of the day, it's directly after you've taken it. I mean, you drink the sachet and they give you a blood test and they say, "Oh, okay, yeah, you've been drinking alcohol."
I mean they did that I think with Monster or Red Bull, one of the two. I can't remember which one.
I'm looking at it here now, right? The common ingredients across BioPlus syrups and sachets. So it's got B vitamins, thiamine B1, B2, B3, peridoxin B6, and B12, right? Then it's got calcium, gluconate, and calcium citrate. I don't know what that is. Stimulants are caffeine and hydrose. Other active ingredients is D, panthenol. What the hell's panthenol?
Go look it up. What it is? What is it?
I'm busy. Dude, I've been taking this shit for so long.
Okay. Yeah,
Panthenol.
so there are also certain foods that can trigger a false positive, like bread, pasta, honey glazed donuts, certain sandwiches, certain slices of pizza, croissants, and certain fruit and fruit juices.
Okay, so they say that D-panthenol, okay, it's like a provitamin B5, okay. Um, it says it promotes skin hydration, healing, and cell regeneration. Attracts water from the deeper layers of the skin to the outer layers, providing deep hydration and making the skin feel plumper and more hydrated. Dude, they put that shit in your bioplus. Oh my soul. And they use this stuff in
Dude,
skincare.
if you see how half of the stuff is made
I
before
know.
you eat or drink it, you'll
I
eat
know.
or drink nothing.
I know. I saw. I think I sent you that video, wasn't it? The one with the plastic particulates in the thing.
It's
Yeah,
like
I can't remember what it was,
Okay, you guys keep going. Just
but
give me 1 minute,
I
yeah?
remember something about that, yes.
it's like if you look up how color, for lollipops, you're the clear soul, right? How that is made. I have personally not seen it. I've heard about it. Don't know how true it is. Don't want to say anything, but to talk proper cock, right? Um,
And kak for our
uh,
English listeners is shit.
um, they say it's made of insects, so I do not know how true
Look,
that is.
look, I can still maybe go around on the insect thing, because a lot of them are actually protein, and if you've done real survival training, you probably have eaten some insects.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think depending on the insect, I can still maybe go, okay, that's still doable, you know, depending on
Yeah.
what insect we're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, there's actually restaurants that actually, when you go there, I think they're in India, if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken. They just serve insects like
yeah.
beetles and stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw a video that is from China, I believe, somewhere near Wuhan. I don't know why, but I saw a video of it where they have like food. You have your castrol, your pots, and all that stuff, your food in it, right? But for some reason in China, they use literal dumpsters where the food is like on the very top, and then they just scoop up the food and then they give it to customers.
Yeah, I don't think I'll do that. That's the only thing I don't think I want to visit China or Japan. That's the only reason because you don't know what you're eating.
No.
Because, yes, if it's seafood and it's like octopuses and stuff like that, I would love to eat that. Even eel,
Yeah.
electric eel.
You Well, there is one eel that I would recommend you to eat, which was actually so freaking good. It is called a king clip. When I was in Cape Town, the I ordered a king clip. I didn't know what it was, and it was air fried, and it was so good. Only later on I found out that it was an eel, and I've never eaten an eel before, and it was actually, but it's some sort of family of the eel. It looks a little bit different than your normal eel, but it was actually very good. Anyone who goes to an ocean basket. If they have a king clip, do give it a try. It is so good. They give you two options. Either they want you to grill it, or you can have it air fried.
Yeah, no, I've had the king clip. It's very nice. I've had it several times. So. I'm originally am a Cape Townian. I've been living in Joburg for about 25 years now.
Hmm. I'm originally Praetorian. Went there to Cape Town. Lived with a friend for 5 years. Things popped up. Things happened, and now I'm back in Pretoria. So.
Yeah, that's always the thing. You know, life happens. You move around. I mean, my dad designed all the freshwater reservoirs back in the 80s, and so we moved around a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know, so all over the country basically. So primary school was hard making friends because you like I was probably in like 8 or 10 different primary schools in my life.
Oof. Only have been into two. One was in Lindu Park. The second one that I was in was in Daraport. And
Yeah,
between those two primary schools, I feel like Daraport is probably the best that I have ever been in.
yeah. I've only luckily been in two high schools. The one I was expelled, which I will tell the story, seeing that is kind of embarrassing, um, and interesting both. Um, and then I was in a private high school after that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
so basically what happened is I had to go to a school called Westcliff.
Mhm.
It is a special school, you know, for those, like I said earlier, I had cancer. It affected my brain, and so my language and speech and stuff like that was affected. It doesn't sound like I have a speech problem, but I went through a lot of therapy to sound the way I sound.
Yes, you had speech impediments.
yeah, you'll see sometimes I still in Afrikaans they call it hakkel, which is stuttering. Um,
Hmm.
I forget words and stuff like that. My brain sometimes doesn't connect with my language side. Uh, but yeah, so that's why I had to go to the special school.
Aha, I see, I see.
Okay, so I was there for 2 weeks. Now, Westcliff is a heavy gangster school.
Hmm.
Okay, so the matrics are basically the gang leaders, and they will select whoever they want to join their groups and maybe sell drugs or whatever they did in their gang.
Hmm.
So this gang wanted me to join them because I'm tall, I'm big, well built, athletic,
Ugly.
and fuck you, man. I mean, I was outgrown by the time I got into standard 6. I was already 1.83 centimeters tall. That's 1 meter and 83 centimeters.
Yes,
So that, for those that work in feet, that's 6 foot 1. So,
I'm 6'2".
okay. So there was about 6 of them that made a circle around me, and they said, "You are joining our gang." And I told them, "Listen, I'm not interested." They said, "You don't understand. You join, or we beat you until you join." I told them, "Do what you need to do." And after the first guy hit me, I kind of blacked out. When I got to, I was sitting on top of someone, hitting his fist into the ground, his face into the ground. They had to get about 6 other guys to pull me off of him. And when I looked around, all the 6 other guys were fucked up, broken arms, stuff like that. So I was sent to the principal's office. They expelled me on the spot, gave me a letter to take home. So I took this letter home, and they said, "What about the other guys?" I said, "I don't know, they weren't even there." So my parents went back to the school and said, "Listen, why is he expelled and not the other kids?" And the principal said, "Have you seen the other kids?" And they said no, and then said, "Well, some of them are in hospital. Your son is a danger for society, and that's why he's expelled." But
yeah.
You always
then
say
they
that.
said, "But he was only defending himself."
I mean, yeah. I mean, why do people always state it as a danger for society when you were technically just defending
Oh,
yourself?
all right. You are now quote unquote a danger to the society, right? But what I don't get is, you literally was minding your own business. You were walking around. These guys surrounded you. They wanted to force you into a life of crime, basically,
An uncomfortable
and
situation as
in
well.
an uncomfortable situation.
And I'm the one that
And
gets expelled.
you're the
Hmm.
one getting expelled because you stood up for yourself, you defended yourself, you beat the living shit out of them. They wanted to beat you up, but then you beat them up. And now you're getting expelled because you sent them to the hospital. Well, they were looking for it. My personal opinion.
I
For me
mean,
personally, if I was giving how can I say, putting people into jobs, I would put you as a policeman because people will not fucking mess with you.
the thing is, I don't really like fighting. It's just I'm good at it. I don't
Yes.
like it, but I'm good at it. I mean, James, would you like to tell a story of what happened to your brother?
Oh yeah. Look. First of all, let's just let me just put it out there that I'm one person that I don't condone violence whatsoever. But I also have to say that when you or your family's lives are in danger, you should protect yourself and you should protect your family. But other than that, I do not condone violence. But in this situation, I have a brother who's 2 years younger than me. A bit of a delinquent, to be honest. As the eldest in my family, you always want to look out for your family, and you want to, if your brother or your sister is in trouble, you always want to help them out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Legend is exactly the same way I am. He always wants to help out, but we do have those, I find, new times in our lives where doesn't matter what you do, some people are just beyond that point of being helped. So yeah, at the end of the day, my brother was in Durban. He was literally living like a bum on the streets. He was deep into alcoholism. He was deep into drugs. Um, he'd rather buy drugs and drink alcohol than eat or buy food or pay for a place for him to stay. So my mother contacted me about it, and I decided, right, fine, I'm gonna try and help him out. So I spoke with Sean and his family because at that time I was renting from them. So Legend was my landlord a while back. So, out of respect, you go to your landlord and explain to him the situation and say, listen, this and this is the problem. Gonna get him to come stay here, try and get him on his feet. Do you mind? And Sean, the type of guy that he is, always willing to help out, especially if somebody's in need. Um, he said, "Oh, fine, let's see what we can do for him. Let's try and help him. He's family.
Mm-hmm.
And go down to Durban, fetch this guy, and bring him up with the car that my mother gave him, which ended up looking like it belongs on the scrap heap. But yeah, so we bring everything down. So now I'm already spending my money on paying somebody to take me down with a bakkie, or as our American or other listeners would know them as a truck with a trailer on it, so that we can tow the vehicle back because the vehicle is not roadworthy. Now, I'm already covering the expenses for the fuel and for the toll roads and for the food and for the drinks on the way there and back. And I'm already paying for the hire of this trailer to bring the vehicle back. So now I'm already like 5 grand in, right? So yeah, so pick him up. I mean, that guy he was driving a Amarok at that time. That thing was pretty decently light on fuel, especially long distance. But anyway, getting back to the story. So go there, pick him up. I tell him, listen, yeah, mate, you're coming down with us. It's not up for deliberation anymore. You wanna live your life like you 11 years old. I'm gonna end up treating you like you're 11 years old. Um, you're gonna come down, get yourself sorted. You're gonna quit drinking. You're gonna quit your drugs. I'm gonna help you find a job because that time I still had very much connections. Um, organize him a job, everything. But then things started getting a little bit out of hand. Um, and short, short, instead of
So you'll stay out late, and you won't even let James know where he is when he's coming back. Look, he's a grown man, yes. So, but the problem is he's living with James, and James now has to stay up and wait for him to open the gate, close the gate. And then he doesn't have the decency to even let his brother know he went out. He just would disappear and then maybe come back 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and then James still needs
Yeah.
work.
And the
Oof.
thing is, we were monitoring him as well because we told him there's going to be no drugs allowed on the property. You will not have any alcohol unless it's been supervised. You know, we're not gonna. We weren't being unreasonable at the max. Okay, if I'm gonna sit and drink a beer with Sean, we're gonna invite him to come and sit and drink a beer with us. You understand? It's not like we're going to treat him like shit. You can carry on there. Sean.
No, 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 it's your story.
Anyway, so he keeps on this, just disappearing for hours on end, and he comes back and he smells like weed. And that was before they legalized weed in South Africa. So he smells like weed. I'm like, dude, where did you get the money, first of all, for buying weed? Because I know you don't have any money. And he was always fucking drunk. And me and Sean couldn't figure out how this guy is drunk and high and not have any money. And then I started noticing some of my shit going missing. And that's what triggered Sean the most. When I grabbed him and I said to him, look, bro, I'm done. I'm done with this shit now. I mean, you can,
That
as the old
and
saying over
also the
here.
sorry, James. That
Yeah,
and
go for it.
also the way he was treating your wife and your kid.
Ooh, don't even get me on that one, dude. I'm still a bit touchy on that sector. But yeah, so, I mean, the blunt disrespect that we had, at the end of the day, after trying to help the guy out, trying to get him back on his feet. Just to get him back on his feet again, it was, I don't know. A lot of people would probably understand where I come from when I say it's just not on. Especially when you bring somebody in, part of your family, your kids that are busy growing up, now they have to see this happen, the way your mother gets disrespected, the way your mother gets talking to like she's garbage, it just got out of hand. And I took him, threw him outside, threw him out of the flat, and I told him, listen, yeah, mate, take your stuff, go, cheers. And he still tried to challenge me, and that was not a good idea.
Step and
And
Sean.
then, yeah, and then Sean noticed it, and he popped in there as well. He's like, you literally like grabbed him like Stone Cold Steve Austin stuff. Picked him up, threw him down, sat on him. And said, are you done? It literally ended up looking like a wrestling match, bro.
Yeah, I threw him
I'm
around like a rag doll.
he
Yeah,
pretty much, yeah. But
yeah.
like we say, we don't condone violence. It's just this is just now isolated scenarios out of our lives that we've dealt with. That's why they say, in Afrikaans, don't fuck with the boer. Um,
The
Don't mess with the farmer.
yeah, yeah. You're gonna get plowed. But yeah,
the thing is, people when they get second chances, they are fortunate. Yeah, I have stories, but the thing is, in Afrikaans is maklik om mense in te kry, is moeilik om hulle uit te kry. And
So,
that translates to it's easier to get someone in your house. You can look after
yeah.
them, but at the end of the day, try to uplift them and try to motivate them to get out of your house and go somewhere else and make their own house or just
Mm-hmm.
progress on their own. That's the difficult part because most of the time they feel they become comfortable in
Yeah.
your house, so comfortable that they decide to mistreat everyone in the house with no
Mm-hmm.
respect.
So,
Yeah, no,
so
it tends to happen.
I'm a good believer in giving second, third, even
Of
fourth
course.
chances.
Mm,
But like for me, when I draw a line, you can ask James. I draw a line.
yeah.
There's a limit, especially if your own stuff is getting sold. It's like how would you feel? I am now the guest in James' house. I go to James' house, I'm the guest. But now I go and I arrange the dishes, I arrange the couches, I arrange everything. And then I tell you in your face, I don't want to follow your rules, you're going to follow my rules. But even though that is your house, how would you feel? You're gonna obviously be
Well,
feeling pissed off.
I'm not gonna feel anything. I'm just gonna
no.
whoop your ass.
Let's just say you'll receive some flying lessons for free.
Yeah,
Of
I mean,
course.
yeah, we've got a shortened term for it. It's called the PK. A lot of people can go and Google South African saying for a PK and
Push
then pop
club.
it down and yeah, pop it down in the comments. Um, but yeah, look, I mean, at the end of the day,
The thing
you
is,
know, our
even if you
listeners, they,
translate it, I can translate it, but it loses so much meaning.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
the meaning is so different. Some people it's like googling a Netherlands a cat song.
I've got a better way. I've got a better way of explaining it. You guys know the slap competitions that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, yeah,
now
yeah.
started. I mean,
Yeah,
have you
it's
seen
exactly
how
the
hard?
same.
Have you seen how hard some of those guys get knocked? Bro? And Afrikaans, here in South Africa, we call that a poesklap. That that is the true visual
Especially that one that
representation of a poesklap.
where the guy knocks him out with one slap.
Yeah, that's pretty much the true visualization of what a poesklap is.
You know they actually have that here in SA now as well.
No, I know. But I haven't seen a lot of eggs from other lands come over here after I think it was that first match that they did. Yeah, I mean, it's like half the contestants ended up cutting themselves in half. Not a lot of people that come back for the second round of the contestants, man. I wonder why,
Dude, some of those slaps you have to admit is
dude.
like holy fuck.
That sound that travels through the headphone set alone indicates to me I can feel that, bro. I feel what that guy's going through right now. I've been there. I've seen what happens. I felt it. You know.
Especially when
Eh,
The-
they go back in slow motion, you see all
Oh,
that thing wobble.
it's like that thing. That thing makes connection with your face, and it's like it breaks the sound barrier on your face. Woodo woodo wobble wobble. That's fucking hilarious, bro. But I mean, dude, I'm gonna say one thing. I take my hats off to those guys, bro. Doing this on a daily basis as a sport, I take my hats off. Just standing there, bro. I mean, boxing, kickboxing, MMA. You can still block and defend yourself. You gotta literally stand there and take it like a man.
Yeah, you literally have to hold something at the back so that you don't
Oh no, mate.
and just stand there and take it.
that
The
reflex
thing
is
is,
different.
yeah, you can prepare yourself mentally for it, but
Mm-hmm.
that thing is still gonna knock you in your ass. Doesn't matter how much you prepare yourself.
And do you know how difficult it is to just stand there and you know your muscle memory wants to,
Block.
pop up and block, and you know how difficult that is not to block. It's insanely difficult.
Yeah, I know that. That's actually a restraint on its own, like
I mean, yeah.
self-control.
Now that's a high level of discipline, especially on the body.
Because you're
I
getting
don't know if I'll even allow someone to. I'll fucking block it and just knock the shit out of it.
Yeah.
I will have to be restrained because I
Mm,
have a bad experience of getting slapped in the face.
mm,
Let's just say I've got slapped so many times in the face all around me that getting slapped in the face right now, literally, I become a different person.
mm,
Well, I mean,
I
I've got one story with this actually. So my last year playing matric rugby. Okay. To we went against the Pretoria team. I can't even remember Waterkloof or something like that. Um, so because we know those motherfuckers are quite difficult and strong, I hyped myself up by letting the team giving me body shots, just standing there with my fists against my head and letting them hit me wherever they want.
mm, mm,
To make myself angry and prepare myself
yeah.
for the match. Um, we won that match. We did win it.
Mm.
Um, let's just say I might have injured too many players.
You see,
And that's
for most of the
all
people that I don't know,
just legal tackles. Just
mm,
not hitting anyone.
yeah,
A
playing
legal
the game as it
tackle.
was meant to be played. Let's put it that way. It's like
Yes.
a lot of people will know what rugby is, but most people they don't know what rugby is. It's not like this American football type
Uh,
deal.
well, it's kind of American football, but American football is the sissy version of rugby.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's like playing touches on the, it's like soccer. It. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people say rugby is probably one of the most um
Physical and dangerous sports.
physical and dangerous sport there is. Yeah. I mean, you're bleeding. Hello. Yeah, we don't get dragged off the field, mate. We literally get one wipe there and go back in,
yeah.
bleeding or not bleeding.
You you hurt your ankle, so fucking
Oh
what?
shit, go back, boy.
Put just put some tape over it, make it
Uh-huh.
steady, and you play on.
Strap it up, go back.
If the guy tackles you, you tackle him back harder. You make him not get up.
Mm, 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 mm. But I mean, take it now from, especially I don't know, Spectre, if you also played rugby when you were in school, but if
Yeah,
you if
I
you compare if you compare playing rugby when we were in school
mhm.
versus the playing rugby and today, you know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
big difference, bro.
they made the rules a lot different, and
Yeah,
they look it
it's a lot more
might
softer game. Let's put it
look
that
it
way.
might be a better thing, because look at our bodies. We
Yeah,
fucked up
we're
our
screwed. Yeah,
bodies.
yeah.
I mean, we can't run no more. Our
Hmm.
backs are fucked. We can hardly bend or pick shit up
My back,
anymore.
my knees, my shoulder, my neck is constantly stiff. It doesn't matter what. I'm permanently in pain.
It's think of it like this. rugby, even in primary school, not high school. High school, it's worse. But in primary, there was a time where I got tackled
Yeah.
from the side that I didn't see. I was tackled so hard. I wasn't in pain, but I was tackled so hard that I had to lay on the ground for a little bit before I
Yeah.
could get up and walk. And that's when the bell rang and people were going to class. I was literally left on the field alone. Nobody cared.
Yeah.
And then
Don't got a coach or anybody running to you and say, "Oh, you okay, little one?"
I
No,
do.
they're like, "Get up, bitch."
There was this one guy. He talked to me in my balls. You know, like the talks with your rugby shoes in the balls. So when I got back,
Now, now,
so
to point out
when
that that's
when
the
no no
spudding
no no
shoe.
no just wait. When I got back up, I looked for that motherfucker.
Mm.
And I said, I'm going for him, whether he has the ball or not. And when I found him, I clotheslined him. Now,
Yeah.
for those that don't know what a clothesline is, you make your arm straight and you hit him in the neck with your forearm.
And then you watch him do a couple somersaults.
Yeah, around your arm.
Hmm.
yeah, because he literally
Once again,
punctured your balls.
we don't condone violence. This was just payback.
Outside of the sport, of course. If it's rugby, kick the horse. Especially with a South African team playing against, All Black,
Australia.
All Blacks.
Yeah, that's right. You be rooting for the Aussies soon, you motherfucker.
Yep, yep, yep. Pretty soon. Pretty soon.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi.
Wait.
Just be careful. You'll be dealing with a kangaroo now. He's going to
I'll
kick you
slap
and
the cock
box
out of
you.
him. Dude, that kangaroo is gonna feel what the real Buddha club is, bro.
Actually, I don't think the kangaroo is James's problem. Is those bloody hunter spiders? They're as
Mm.
big
uh,
as
wood
plates.
huntsman
Boys,
spider, and the one snake that is like 60
boys, I thought we
percent
had
of.
an agreement. No spider talk while we're doing this discussion.
I honestly don't remember the agreement.
It was supposed to be a gentleman's agreement. Come on. Nah, yo, it's not cool, man.
There's no
Uh,
gentleman in
no,
this discussion.
no, yo's are a-holes.
I can just imagine his face the first time he sees that spider standing in the corner over the door.
Nope. 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 I'm gonna mute you. Oh, you asshole. Now I'm picturing it. You're such an a-hole.
See, that's the magic of me. I like
Look, look,
people
look,
thinking
look.
and picturing
Let
stuff.
let me be honest. Okay, number one, the huntsman spider, um, is an ugly son of a bitch. Okay, but I would rather have him in my house than anything else
Yes,
because they do say, and you know, correct me when I'm wrong. You guys can pop it out in the comments. But if a huntsman spider is in your house, you will not find any other spider or any of its
insects.
preferred, yeah, of its preferred meal in your house. I mean, the huntsman spider even catches most of the snakes as
Yes.
well. There is some snake species that it actually also hunts. Hence the reason of it being called a huntsman spider. So I'd rather have that in there.
That and it actually eats birds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that too.
that's the only spider that can be in your house rent free.
Yeah. Look,
I still don't
I'm not
want
a.
it in my house.
Look, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of an arachnid. Okay, I'm really not. But when you consider the other things that are out there, I would definitely rather prefer the huntsman spider because they do say that that huntsman spider is such a placid pet to own in your house apparently that it doesn't bother with you. It's just out there looking for something to chow, bro.
Yeah.
It doesn't attack humans, not that I've heard of.
It doesn't even
Um,
bite humans.
yeah, I mean, a lot of people literally, if they don't have a huntsman spider in their house, they literally go to a pet store in Australia to go and purchase one and keep it in their house.
Yeah, those
So,
are crazy motherfuckers.
well, I mean, look, when like I always tell you, if logic dictates, bro, then what the hell? Go with the
Yeah,
flow.
yeah, because he's not there to bother you. He's there just to hunt other insects and stuff.
Yeah.
And actually, it would actually benefit you because there's a particular snake that is
Mm,
60%. And remember, this is the second deadliest snake. And I do not know what snake it is. I think it's called the brown something. But he is 60% of Australian bite causes.
mm.
60%. And yeah, that is a nasty motherfucker. That guy, that snake, if he's in your shower, it's not your showers, it's his shower now.
Yeah.
But have you guys watched that? Talking about snakes, that Bullet Train movie with Brad Pitt.
No, 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 I haven't.
No.
You should watch it. That
You
it
mean
actually has one of our snakes in it, the boomslang.
What do you want?
ooh.
Mm.
The tree
So,
snake.
yeah, I just now, because of now what Spectre has mentioned, I just want to get the facts straight, yeah. So, what I've done was I pulled up a list of the 10 most dangerous snakes in Australia. Um, and they are ugly sons of bitches. Um,
Have you seen there's a one
the common,
particular
yeah, it's called the common brown snake.
yes.
That guy's on the top of the list. Okay, found through
Don't
the
worry, he'll
eastern
be your
half.
friend because it's the common brown and you are the brown.
Yeah, so found throughout the eastern half of the mainland Australia, right? Then there's another one known as guardar. Okay, Uh, that thing is like a very dark brown greenish type look to it. It's
Yes.
also a western brown. It's also known as a western brown snake.
Mm.
Then there's a thing called the tiger snake at number 3. Okay, but it's known as a common tiger snake. So I'm taking it there's another tiger snake worse than this oak apparently.
Mm.
Then there's an Indian taipan. How the hell do they have a Indian taipan in Australia? Some asshole probably brought that thing from India and it got loose. Are we
There,
on a consensus there?
yeah, there is a Indian snake in India. This snake has decided to take a book out of Australia. Have you seen this snake before where the snake skin literally blends in with the rocks and its food that it takes is birds?
Mm.
And you would think, but it's a snake. How would it eat birds? How can it even catch a bird? Well,
But
it doesn't have to hunt for a bird. It just has to
yeah,
blend it with a rock, then use his tail because his tail looks like it has like a spider at the end of it, but it's his tail. So he literally wiggles it around,
Oh shit.
making it move like an insect, right? And so the bird will then swoop in, and as the bird gets close, whoop, instant KFC.
Look, I mean, this Indian, just as a point of interest now, this inland Taipei, that thing, if it bites you, dude, it kills you in 45 minutes. Literally, this thing only hunts um up to 200 grams in weight of rats. Now I got rats the size of cats over there by the looks of it too. And then there's another one that's called the coastal Taipei. How many Taipeis do they have, bro? A mulligan snake, lowlands, a copperhead. I know a copperhead's dangerous, but I mean now, oh my soul. A small eye snake, a common death adder. Okay, I, we don't have death adders here, do we have, Sean? I know, we got night adders.
Of others.
Oh, you a-hole, man, Sean. Dude. Luckily, that's in Ireland. That's in Ireland. So I mean, they state it's been found in Irish caves. I know, dude. It's weird. They've even what was that one illness uh that they get with the reindeer that side?
So yeah, cordyceps spiders. Damn.
Yeah, I mean,
I muted myself, so
oh,
I am so sorry. So no one
that's cool.
heard what I said. So
Well, you can repeat it. You can repeat it.
I'm gonna repeat it. So I put in a picture in our Discord
Mm,
about a zombie spider from the Irish caves that is infected
mm,
from cordyceps, like
mm.
the zombie ant thing. They now infect
Yeah,
spiders. It's the same thing that The Last of Us is based on, where
dude.
cordyceps
Everybody knows what a zombie
evolves
is.
and makes human zombies.
Mm. But I mean, now there's also this one disease that the reindeer or the buck on that side in America tend to get as well. That makes the animals turn into a zombie as well.
Yeah, that's also a plant that they're eating.
That
There's
is fucking weird, bro.
certain plants that they eat, and it takes over their body, and they basically chat. They can't do
Mm.
anything. This thing controls them.
And there's look, I know we're going to do conspiracy theories probably on another date, but I need to mention this. There was where most people state that this fungus was actually made in a laboratory and not naturally grown.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, the same thing is said about coronavirus.
True.
Now, it could be true
Uh,
because there is an actual person, and you can Google this,
uh,
that was growing cordyceps using his own skin and blood.
nah, man. How dumb can you be? That's just being stupid. And he's
We
still
all
alive.
know he's still alive. No, but he cut a piece of his skin with off with some blood.
Oh,
So
okay, okay,
it's
okay,
not on
okay,
his
okay.
actual body. Now,
Yes, yes, yes. Well, that makes a little bit more sense.
look, cordyceps can't harm us currently. It's actually it boosts our immune
um,
system quite well.
well,
The the
it
the
is
re-
known that it's evolving, though.
the reason it can't affect us is because our body temperatures are too high, number one, and our
Now,
nervous system is a lot more complicated than an ant
for now,
for now.
there has been studies showing that this thing is actually evolving. And I mean, if you do get a high enough dosage of this fungus,
I mean, there are other funguses on the verge that can already affect us. But
yeah.
and the problem is there are no cures for
Mm-hmm.
this. They
Nah,
cannot make a cure for this.
that's weird, man. That's fucking scary, weird. I'm gonna be honest. That's weird as shit.
Like
Um,
a lot of scientists, they're actually happy that this
mm,
Last of Us show came out because
yeah.
shedded a light
Mm,
on
mm,
funguses that people weren't aware of existed, but they are extremely harmful to us. And there's no vaccines, there's no cures. It'll just kill us.
That's fucking. It's scary when you think of it. But I mean, I'm not the guy that I don't watch Last of Us, to be honest. Um,
I love the story.
I know you do. I know
I
you
love
do.
the story, but it's not about the Last of Us. Like I said, the idea of a fungus. There's even a thing that will make a mouse love a cat. Uh, it's an actual virus. Then
Mhm.
they all go to the cat to be killed, to be eaten. This virus makes him go there, and then the virus grows in the cat's stomach. The cat poops out the virus, and more rats eat the virus, and so it goes on.
Gets infected and so forth. Now that's an interesting fact. That's like a coping mechanism for the cat.
There
I
is
got more
actually
food
a
than
rumor that,
you.
like in back in the dinosaurs' time, the saber
Mm.
tooth had the same thing, and humans actually were affected by it.
Hmm. That's a weird one.
So the humans will go up to the cat because the smell of the cat's urine will attract them.
Yeah, that's an interesting fact. I need to do a little bit more research on that one.
Yeah, I don't know how about how true that one is, but the rat one, which
Mm.
is current,
Yeah, look, I
is
mean, you know, I like my conspiracy theories and my mythological, you know, stuff. So yeah, for me, that's an interesting fact that I'm going to be looking at and trying to find and see if I can research that a bit. It's quite interesting.
okay. So on that note, we are an hour and almost 45 minutes into the show.
Jeez, it's been that long.
It's been that long. So
Nice.
I think we're gonna call it here because we need to prepare for a second episode, which will be on gaming. So I hope everyone will enjoy this episode, the next episode, and every episode after that.
And don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget,
To
give
tickle,
us your opinions.
to tickle Rudy van Dijk, Wijk, Dijk,
Like,
Wijk, Dijk.
I'm gonna
Pop
get
down in
you
the
for
comments
that.
your opinions and what you guys think as well. I mean, we are quite interested on getting your point of the perspective
Yeah.
in the discussions and hearing your stories as well. I mean,
And even if
don't
there's
be
a
afraid.
certain topic you guys want us to talk
Mhm,
about,
mhm.
we can maybe get some special guests involved and
Yeah.
get stuff sorted. It's like if it's like a technical question or
Mm.
just a life question, and we can see if we can resolve stuff for you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're not trained psychiatrists or anything, but
Professionals. No? Well, I've
I
taken some
mean, if
I've taken some psychiatry.
you know,
You know, I
yeah,
fucked a
but drinking doesn't count
psychiatrist.
as psychiatry, dude. Come on.
It does. Okay, Baneways. Until next time, remember to laugh, connect, and laugh some more.
Yep.
Bye.
You guys.
Cheers.
Chained to the past, a heavy weight, bound to the earth, sealed by fate. Arise, my soul, break free from the night, ignite the fire, claim